it is Emma from Little Learners South Norfolk. Some of you may have seen me before, but today we are going to be making a little paper chain dragon to celebrate the Chinese New Year. So the first thing that we are going to do is make the paper chain bit. Now this dragon does involve a lot of cutting, so there's a few different options for you all really. What you could do, if your children are slightly younger, you could cut out all the bits, put it on a large tray, and then have them sit and do all the sticking. Or if your child is a little bit older and they want to practice with some little child-safe scissors, you could get them to do some strips for the paper chain, or get them to cut out the feathers or anything you want to use. So yeah, there's lots of different options for you there. So the first thing we're going to do is I don't know if you can really see it, lots of different coloured paper. Now you can use coloured paper, or you can use some plain paper and decorate it yourself, which would be really fun. So if you want to get your plain paper out and use your pens, you can make some little Chinese symbols on there, anything you want to do, but I'm going to be using just some coloured paper. So the paper chain is going to be made, I'm going to make the paper chain about 10 rings long. Now you can do as many as you like. If you want to make the longest dragon that you can do, then that is great. But for this video, I'm just going to be doing 10. So I'm just going to cut out the little paper strips. Right, so I have just all the different little paper strips there. Now if anyone's made a paper chain before, you'll know how to do this. But basically what we're doing is we are just making rings out of the paper, and then I'm just going to sellotape them together. There we go. Now I'm going to try and do a nice little pattern here. Like I say, you can use plain paper and you can colour it if you want and put glitter on it and everything, so there is always that option as well. There we go. So I'm just putting these inside each other and just making a chain with the paper. You can get your little one to do this. You can use glue or sellotape. Just need to cut out some more paper. So how is everyone doing in this new lockdown? It's all a bit crazy, isn't it? Very crazy. Right, let's just cut some more of this paper out. Like I say, you can make it as long as you want, so if you are looking for something different to do, you want to try and make it a little bit of a all day thing, you can try and make a really long paper chain dragon, try and get it all around your living room, which would be really fun. I'm sure your little ones would love to put paper chains all around your living room. I know my little brothers and sisters would love to. Oops, there we go. There's so many Chinese New Year craft that you can do if you sort of, especially with paper, there's so many different easy things to do, which is great because you don't really need to buy loads of different things. You can just use, which is the great thing about this dragon really, you don't have to go out and buy loads of things. You can just use whatever you've got at home, whether it's plain paper, whether it's different coloured paper, whether it's scrap paper, newspaper, anything you want to use, you can use, which is always good because it means you don't have to go and buy loads of extra things. Right, so this is the paper chain, and that will be the body of our dragon. So a bit later we're going to decorate this a little bit more, but I'm going to go on to the head of the dragon first. So the head of the dragon is just like this. As you can see, it's got some little teeth, a little dragon's tongue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use plain paper for this and then colour it in. So I'm just going to grab some plain paper. I'm then going to fold it in half as if you were going to make a card or something. There we go, so it's just like that in half. And then I'm going to cut out a semicircle shape. But when you're cutting it, make sure you cut it on the closed edge, because then that'll act as like a mouth of the dragon. So let's just cut this out. There we are. So here is my little dragon's mouth. Now I'm going to get a green pen and I'm going to colour this in. Like I say, you can use green card if you want to, but I'm going to colour it in because then you can do it exactly how you want to. So let's just start that now. Again, you can use glitter, or you can use tissue paper, or anything you want to use. Now this dragon isn't a fire breathing dragon, but if you want to add that to your dragons, you can get some like tissue paper or some different coloured paper, shred it up into little bits, and then you can stick it onto the side of the mouth, and it will look like it's a fire breathing dragon. There we go. Does anybody celebrate the Chinese New Year? I don't know. I know that a lot of the schools do it, but obviously a lot of children aren't at school at the minute. There are a lot of different fun things you can do for the Chinese New Year. I remember doing a lot of Chinese stuff at school, like sort of learning how to do your name in like little Chinese letters and everything. I don't know whether they still do all of that in schools or not, but fun and colourful celebration. Right, so I'm nearly done just colouring in the mouth of my dragon. And I will show you all in just a second. Like I say, like getting your children to do all the colouring and stuff, it sort of prolongs the activity, which is great, because I think trying to keep everyone occupied in this new lockdown is hard. So this, getting them colouring and cutting out and all these different things is really fun. And it's also quite easy to do as well. Right, so here is our green dragon's mouth, just coloured in with a pen. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put some two little eyes on the dragon. Again, I'm just going to use a bit of card that we had for the mouth, and I'm going to just cut out another two sort of really small semicircles, or you can cut them out however you want. For the eyes, you can use buttons, you can use goggly eyes, anything you want to use. Make your dragon as inventive and creative as what you want. You could even, if you've got the time, make a few different dragons, so you could do different colours and different styles. Right, so I've just got two, I don't know if you can really see it, two tiny little bits of paper. I'm then going to just put some black circles on there, and that will act as the dragon's eyes. So let me just do that. But yeah, you can use googly eyes, you can use buttons, you can use cotton wool, you can use anything you like. So pom-poms, so get as creative as you like with it. So what I'm going to be doing is, so I've just popped two little black circles on there, and I'm just going to stick that on my dragon. So let me just do that now. Now I'm using sellotape for this, but you can use glue, Obviously use whatever you've got at home, it doesn't really matter. There we go. So I've got my 2 eyes on my dragon, just like that. Well, okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do, again on the using that white bit of paper, I'm going to make some little dragon teeth. So to do that, all you need to do is cut out some little triangles. So you can have as many as you like. You can either have sort of, if you want them at the top and the bottom, or just the top. The dragon that I made was just the top teeth, so I'll probably just do that again. Now, encouraging your children to use some little scissors to cut out some different shapes is really good for their fine and gross motor skills. So, getting them to do activities like this, where they're just using a little pair of scissors, is really good for them, and it's really fun as well. So what I'm going to do, I've just cut out loads of little triangles. I'm going to stick them on the top of the dragon's mouth, and then I'm going to put a little tongue down the bottom. Just line them all up, and we're going to stick them on. There we go. Where's the sellotape? Let's get some sellotape. How has everybody found the homeschooling side of this lockdown? I know it's probably, I'm sort of lucky that my daughter's a bit younger, sorry, she's a bit younger, so I haven't got any of that to worry about, but yeah, it must have been hard, it must be hard for everybody doing another round of homeschooling. Right, so as you can see, I've just stuck my little dragon teeth on there. There we are. So that is the main bit of the dragon done. I'm just going to add a little red tongue to it. So again, just using your plain paper that you've got left over, what you want to do is cut out a long, well I say long, sort of a strip of the paper. Just about that sort of size. Again, you can do it however long you like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the scissors, and then starting from the top, I'm just going to do a little, cut out a little triangle in it. And that will make sort of like the fork of the tongue. There we go. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my red pen, and I'm just going to colour it in red. And then I'm going to stick it on the bottom of the dragon's mouth. It's a lot of cutting, a lot of gluing, a lot of sticking. Lots of fun. Right, so there we are. I've just coloured that in red. Now I'm just going to stick that at the bottom of the dragon's mouth. Now my dragon looks a bit goofy, really. Looks like a bit of an interesting dragon. But if you want to make a scary dragon, you can make a scary dragon. Right, so this is what we have at the minute. It's a little dragon with a little tongue coming out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop that to the side. So if you have used glue, that will just give it a couple of minutes just for your glue to dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our paper chains again, and we're going to decorate our paper chains. Now, if you wanted to put something like glitter on there, you can do, or I'm going to use some feathers. So I've got a few different coloured feathers that I'm going to use. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the feathers on and decorate it. Now, you don't have to use feathers if you haven't got any. If you do want to buy some feathers, you can buy multicoloured, I'll show you, multicoloured craft feathers. You can get them from Amazon, any sort of craft shop. If you do go on Amazon, you can get them for really cheap, but you don't have to have that. You can, if you've got different coloured papers, you can just get your child to rip up some different paper, so it's in sort of small bits, and then you can stick it on, or like I say, you can use glitter, or if you've coloured them in, you can decorate them that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few different colours, and I'm going to stick them on. So I'm just going to cut them down a little bit so they're not too big, and then I'm going to just get some sellotape and stick them on. There we are. So it doesn't matter how you stick them on, I'm just going to stick them along the chain, just to decorate it a little bit. Like I say, it doesn't matter how you decide to do it or what colours you use. If you want to do traditional sort of reds and yellows for the Chinese New Year, or I've got green and blues and purples, so any colour is absolutely fine. Pom-poms as well, you could use little pom-poms or cotton wool or anything. Like I say, just use whatever you have in your cupboards at home. So at the minute it's like this with some little feathers on. I'm going to get a few more feathers. I have a ton, like I have so many feathers. I bought a pack and I think it was about £3 off Amazon, and I just got hundreds and hundreds of different coloured feathers. So trying to use them for different crafts because I have so many in my cupboards. There we are. So I'm just sticking on some different coloured feathers and try and make it all nice and decorated. Right, okay, so what I've done is I've just stuck some different coloured feathers on, and also using feathers makes it look like the dragon's got some like little scales as well. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I have got some yellow and red feathers. Now I'm going to use these to stick on top, like I have done this one, to stick on top of the dragon's head. So what I'm going to do, these feathers are quite long, so I'm just going to chop them at the bottom. Just do that now. And then I'm going to use sellotape because I find that sometimes the glue doesn't stick very well with the feathers. So I'm just going to use some sellotape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line them up on the back of the dragon, grab my sellotape and just stick them all on. Again, using tissue paper for stuff like this is fine, or you can use shredded paper, anything you want to use to make the dragon. Right, so this is the sort of finished dragon's head. You might want to put a little nose on there for him, or bigger eyes, or anything you want to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this bit to the body. So if you grab your paper chain, what you want to do is one of the end chains, you just want to squeeze the end just to flatten it down a little bit, and then all you're going to do is just stick it on. So just stick the paper chain on to the dragon's head, and then it's all done. Now you can use this obviously to play with, or if you want to use it, if you do celebrate the Chinese New Year and want to use it as a decoration, you can pop a little bit of string at the top and then hang it up somewhere. But so yeah, so it's just stuck on the back, and then this is our dragon, which is really fun. So like I say, if you put some string on it, you can then encourage your child to sort of wave it up and down, side to side, and do our sort of our Lionel marks or our soldier marks, our magic marks. So yeah, so if you want to put some string in it and wave it around, get your child to wave it around, that will be lots of fun. So yes, here is our Chinese dragon for the Chinese New Year. I hope you're all doing okay in this crazy time. We do have some more activities coming up, so keep an eye out for those. Thank you for everyone that's watched and that will watch after this. Yeah, so have a nice rest of your day and